Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Close Combat 2, A Bridge Too Far, in I think episode number 3 of our Let's Play series of this 1997 real-time tactical war game classic, one of the biggest and best classics of all time. Looking at the Market Garden campaign and fighting through a series of linked battles while also giving you operational control of the Airborne side of the campaign in this game. Now, just a quick FYI, when we left off in our last battle, we had just taken the Vigal Bridge, and my save file ended up having some issues with it, and so I actually had to go back and replay the whole campaign to this point. I made sure that nothing changed in the results of those battles. We still took the Vigal Bridge intact. We still took this town of Son. Casualties were roughly in line with what I lost in the previous episodes, but I did end up playing one additional battle, kind of by accident. I was just kind of messing around. Because I guess I accidentally changed the ceasefire time on the rail bridge at Arnhem, and I ended up playing and winning that battle, so the rail bridge at Arnhem is in our control. Otherwise, everything else in the campaign is the same, and hopefully no further save issues, so we can continue this play unhindered. Because casualties do carry over, and commitments of resources do carry over, and so while nothing has changed from a results perspective, every individual who is killed or wounded or anything like that is tracked through the campaign. And so ideally, you know, for your experience, I would want to make as little changed as possible. With that being said, we're coming up to the Schindel Sand Dunes, which is the second sector in the Schindel sector. We've already taken the drop zone, the landing zone, which is important for resupply for the 101st Airborne. But now we are going to be moving to secure the flank of the drop zone in the sand dunes to the west of Schindel. So let's go ahead and jump in here. You can see the sand dunes are great cover. So try to take them. If you can, clear the town and keep it open for 30 Corps. Strong German forces are located around the dunes. So you can see here our troops carried over from the previous battle in this sector, taking the landing zone. Our bar company or bar squad here suffered 2 casualties. Our rifle squad took 1 casualty. We have 2 bars and 2 rifles. We have no additional operations points that we can use for this particular battle, so we're going in pretty light. I think we'll have to play a little bit cautious because we only did a 1-hour ceasefire. So that means the Germans hopefully aren't in too good a shape because they got pretty badly trounced in the battle of the Schindel landing zone. But on the flip side, we don't have a very strong force, only 2 automatic weapon sections and then 2 rifle sections. I did go into that previous battle with an 81mm mortar, so that's nice. I have an 81 and a 60mm mortar supporting our forces, so some decent artillery support. Okay, so we're in the deployment phase here. Now this is, I think, a bit of a challenging objective because you've got sort of an objective in the town of Schindel, which is, you know, to come at it, you've got to cross open ground either south of the town below this creek, exposed to these buildings down here, or to the north here, you've got to come across open ground directly in front of the objective. You could try and swing wide round the left and hop building to building down these 3-story building routes. But even so, while these 3-story buildings certainly command this area here, you're still going building to building, which is always very difficult, and you'd have to use lots of smoke and drop lots of support in order to do that. So I'm wondering if the best approach is actually to go the southern route across this open field into these buildings here and then sort of approach from the south. The only bad thing with that is because these are 3-story buildings over here, if the Germans have troops in them, they'll still command the area and the streets around here, and even our troops in these buildings will be at a disadvantage when fighting troops in much more built-up buildings. But it's potentially an option. You also do have objectives here to the south and also to the west in the sand dunes, which the game says is where the Germans are strongest. So with that being said, I think the best approach is actually going to be, I don't know if I'd say a frontal assault, but I am going to make an assault not down these three-story buildings. I'm going to start a little bit further south. I'm going to put some of our units here in this 2-story building, one of our units in this 3-story building, and then we'll move 2 squads down through this house. We'll use the foxholes or the craters here as a little bit of cover, and we'll use these trees as cover as we try and advance to these center buildings here. So what we'll do is we will put our wounded bar section here in this 3-story building. I think I can get them in there. No? Kind of. So we'll just order them to quickly move into this 3-story building. These are the guys who took a little bit of casualties, so they're going to kind of be our support element, providing some cover fire. We'll go ahead and put our one of our rifle sections here in this 2-story building. They'll be kind of our reserve. We'll have our 60 millimeter mortar behind them. And then I think we'll have our 81 millimeter mortar. Where are they? Behind the 3-story building. So I'll have to move these guys here. And then we will also move our AB rifles up. Put them in this house so they can just go house to house. And then where's our other bar section? We're missing one. Oh, they're in the trees over here. And so this is going to also be an assault force of ours. So we'll put these guys north here. So I think what we'll do is we'll move fast to try and immediately make a move for this 3-story building. And we'll move fast to make a play for this 1-story building. And we'll go from there. That may be a little bit risky. I mean, the enemy could open fire and hit us as we're kind of deploying, so maybe it's better to wait. Keep everybody in defend mode so we can identify where the enemy is before we, like, rush out there. I do think having these guys, this bar group, make a play for this building, though, is okay. Let's go ahead and see what happens here. German troops down here. Just the edge of the map. I see something right on here, but that might just be the edge of the map. All right, well, somebody's... Oh, shit. All right, so there are definitely Germans on this 3-story building, so I stopped this bar unit before anything happened to it. It's a Panzerschreck. And then there's also some German troops, some infantry in this house down here. They're within grenade range of this Panzerschreck, or he's just shooting his Panzerschreck out at them. Let's smoke up this this infantry house here. There's also some infantry back on this house. So let's also smoke these guys. German recon unit down here. We're going to switch these guys to defend if this recon unit comes around here. Cancel that smoke for a second. Alright, I think this Panzerschreck has been dealt with. We're gonna make a run for this building. I wish they went a little bit further north to get out of the range of all these enemy troops that might be shooting at them. Alright, so this Panzerschreck unit's destroyed. One of the guys is surrendering. This Aufklar unit here tried to come around the corner against these bars. One of our troops did panic. He wasn't hurt, but he suppressed and panicked. Looks like we got one of the bad guys and there's 2 in the building. We've got 3 smoke rounds left. Just halt your fire on that. That smoke is probably not needed anymore. A little uneasy of dropping mortar rounds here on this house to try and suppress because of how close they are. I suppose we could drop smoke with our troops. They're in range here. We do have, it looks like one of our troops is wounded actually. So we're going to smoke this house up. The smoke went a little bit short. All right. Smoke deploy. We'll go ahead and have this unit assault. Our mortar troops are firing in support as well. They're going to assault out the wrong side of the building though, aren't they? Fuck. Don't get hurt, guys. You get a lot of cover fire coming from multiple directions, but you're assaulting across an open area. There's only 2 Germans in there. So we got one of them right away. Our bar group. Where's the third? Oh, he's in there. Okay, so it looks like we captured him. So we captured one, killed one, and the other was wounded. So this building is now ours. So we've now wiped out a German recon section and a Panzerschreik section. We can see there's German troops in several of these buildings here. Some infantry on this building. We've got infantry here. Where are you going? I don't know where this guy, like this panicking soldier just running. But yeah, so infantry here. Here, that's going to make any sort of run across this way difficult. All right. Well, that guy's a coward. If I could shoot him, I would. Question is now what? Wasting a whole bunch of ammo just firing off at these guys. You're not hitting anything. I'm going to try moving these infantry into this house, and then we're going to sprint them from this story house down here. I think we'll be under cover from these guys in this 3-story if they're running behind 2 other 3-story buildings. Even if it's a bit on a bit of an angle. Oh my god, these carbine troops are already down to like 5 rounds of ammo. God, guys. Alright. Let's also start the process of dropping some smoke. These troops look like they're pulling back. Put some smoke here also in this open area. Okay, so the German prisoner appears to be attached to the infantry section here. I'd rather go forward with the bars. So move these guys forward before they burn through all their ammo. They still have a decent amount. Okay, they're going to move behind this 3-story building and be in cover. The risk is between these 2 buildings that the enemy could get a shot off. We do have a little bit of smoke deployed on both sides from the 60 and the 81. So hopefully that gives them some cover. Looks like the Germans are conserving ammo, although they're firing into our flank now. Fuck. Alright, so one of our guys is hit badly.
Team redeployed.
Alright, just one casualty there. We're going to move up to the next building. Again, I'm hoping all the smoke we're dropping is giving some cover for the building-to-building hops. German infantry are down here. Are they coming out? Looked like they were moving a little bit. Oh, they are. Shit, we're going into the building at the same time that they are?
Team redeployed.
Alright, well, we just dropped one of them. Dropped 2 of them. I think we took a second casualty there. But we did get 2 of the infantry there. Move these guys forward. Alright, so this Schulzen infantry unit here has suffered 4 casualties now. Our lead bar unit has suffered 2. Our rifles are trying to get into this 3-story and just took 1. German infantry is going to continue assaulting us, I guess. They took another casualty, so there's only 1 infantry left in this building, I think. We've dropped all of our smoke. We still have some HE. Oh god, someone's losing their mind. What are they doing? Who's going berserk? This one infantryman is going after these Schultzen all by himself. Maybe I should stop firing HE over at that house. I mean, I want to support him as best I can, but... This enemy infantry is taking casualties. They've lost 2 dead, 1 wounded, 1 panicked. These guys can't move, apparently. The spar unit. Oh no, they are moving slowly. I'm also moving this infantry unit here across the open. Oh, they routed! Yes! Alright, the Germans must not have had too many troops here because of the previous defeat just an hour ago. So that's like one of the benefits of linking battles closely together is the longer you wait, the more reinforcements you get. And so obviously the Germans, you know, probably didn't get a ton of reinforcements after their last defeat. And as a result, we win. We didn't even come close to taking the whole map yet, but we inflicted enough pain on the enemy that they routed. So we did take 3 more casualties, 3 KIA, but the enemy lost 9 KIA and 2 missing. And so now we have no choice for our ceasefire except for overnight. If we go to the details screen, we can see that McLaughlin here killed 2 Germans. Bayer killed 2 Germans, so 4 kills in this lead bar section. Second bar section, which was a little bit run down and defeated that recon section, killed 3, all in that German recon section. Our AB rifle section got 7 kills, apparently, amongst them. They must be sharing kills, because this is more than 9 kills. And then our AB rifles down here inflicted 10 casualties themselves. They did lose their sergeant, the leader of that group. So that could hurt from a leadership perspective. And our mortars did some work. If we take a look at the German side here, let's see. They lost 1 Schultzen in like a 1-man unit here. Or no, these are all part of the Schultzen unit. So they lost their sergeant or their corporal, whatever that rank is. They lost 1 of their soldats, and then they had a wounded soldier. So 3 casualties in that unit. I'm guessing that was in the warehouse across the way. Meanwhile, this other Schultzen unit lost 2 KIA, 2 seriously wounded, so they were pretty much knocked out of the fight. And then their Aufklar recon unit lost 1 KIA, 1 wounded, 1 surrendered. Their Panzerschreck unit lost 1 KIA, 1 surrendered. And their... I guess they had 1 sniper, it looks like, who didn't fight. So actually, they had a very small force here. They basically had 1 infantry section left in that 1 warehouse that was in decent shape, and then another infantry section with 2 men, and then a lone sniper. So makes sense that they broke here. They really didn't have many troops left. One of our soldiers did win a combat infantryman badge. We got 4 Purple Hearts and a victory. So that's actually great news for us. That completely secures the Schindel sector here, which is where our LZ is for the 101st. So that'll be important in between days, making sure that we can call supplies in here. You can see because we're waiting till the next day. In that sector, we'll have 23 operations points when next we fight there. So quite a considerable number. And the next battle is going to be on the Vigal town here. So we've already taken the bridge of Vigal. Now we need to take the town as we clear these roadways north of the bridge for 30 Corps. The one bottleneck that's still sort of out there is the Son Bridge, which we haven't gotten to yet. We did take the Son town, but we will have to fight the Son Bridge, which is always incredibly difficult to prevent the enemy from blowing. And if they do blow, you know, taking all of these objectives up here is great, and we'll speed things along when 30 Corps does arrive, but they can't get there until they get the Son Bridge. So this is the real bottleneck. If we can take the Son Bridge whenever that battle occurs, it looks like it's going to occur at 1700 hours. Then 30 Corps will just rumble up here. They'll move into the town, which we've already took. Then they'll drive north, hit the LZ, which we've already taken, hit the Vigal Bridge, which we've already taken. And then if we succeed and take the town of Vigal, they'll hit that as well. And then maybe also the roadway to the northeast. And they could be through the 101st section like a blink of an eye, you know, like Monty envisioned. But the problem all comes down to the Son Bridge, which historically was blown. Because if it is blown, that probably means all these guys have to fight for another full day under increasingly strong German counterattacks. And who knows if we lose some of those sectors as that occurs. But yeah, with that being said, Vigal Town, there is no better place to hold the bridge than here. Clear the town quickly and then defend it against counterattacks. The road is the lifeline to 30 Corps and the path into Germany. Okay. So this is another battle from a carryover. You can see here this lead bar unit suffered heavy casualties. 50% of the unit is KIA or wounded. Means we only have 3 soldiers in that unit. Second bar unit suffered 1 casualty, so it's almost at full strength. Third bar unit, 1 casualty, almost at full strength. And then we have 2 rifle sections. We also do have 3 operations points that we can spend to try and get some more stuff. Again, it was limited because we only set 1 hour for the ceasefire. In addition to that, we do have a 30 caliber machine gun in this unit and also a 60 millimeter mortar that will be helping us here. So with those 3 operations points, we can basically either get a sniper or a half infantry team. Given the casualties to this bar unit here, I'm going to go for a half infantry team. That'll give me 4 more soldiers. They're not as good a quality, but we can probably stick them somewhere to provide covering fire and stuff like that. The ad hoc rifle teams are it tells you flat out, these are low quality replacement teams. They use semi-automatic and rifle hand grenades. The team leaders armed with a submachine gun use them to free up higher quality teams for other duties. So we'll probably leave the bar and the ad hoc unit, the shot up bar unit and the ad hoc unit sort of in more defensive sectors to provide cover. And then we'll use the other units for assaulting. It does look like their experience is a little bit less. I don't know why this is shaded out in like gray. None of the other units have that. All right. I don't think I've fought this battle before. So it looks like Vigal Town, we've got to take the doctor's office, the West Bridge, the main bridge. Oh, yeah, I have actually fought this one. And then there's a company headquarters here. So there's 2 small bridges, 3 small bridges, the main bridge, the West Bridge, and the East Bridge, and then also the doctor's office. These are minor bridges, though, and so they don't really, it's not the same. All right. Now, the question is, where do we put this 30 cal? I guess we put them in this 3rd story building, right? And we set them to defend. That'll provide hopefully some cover fire down this street. I'm assuming they'll be able to see out this way. They should be able to see at least over none of the buildings. They can't see over these buildings. Well, what's the purpose then? Would we be better off putting them in this 2-story warehouse then, if they can fit there? What the hell is this? It's like a burned out, I don't know if it's a church or what. All right, I think we move them to this 2-story building. Or we could put them back here. They'll have a nice field of fire down the roadway. They won't be able to see over this warehouse, but nice field of fire to clear the roadway if there's any German troops that try and come down this. I think we do that for now. All right, meanwhile, I think that bar team will put here in this house. The ad hoc rifle team, I will move fast into this 2-story house. This bar unit's going to sneak through this field. See if they can flank any enemy troops. This bar unit I'm going to throw into this 2-story warehouse, or what looks like a 2-story warehouse. And then I think this rifle section, I don't want to deploy them quite that far north. I think we'll sprint these guys into this 3-story house. I don't know if all these houses are linked or if you have to go outside to get between them. And then our 60 millimeter mortar will keep behind the 30 cal house. Or maybe actually back here. And then this rifle section, I think we also fast deploy them into this 2-story and hope to move them up so we can flank the doctor's office. And let's see what happens here. $30 cal's already opening up on who? shit, there's reserves in this lower building. Well, get into the house, you numbnuts. All right, so there's an MG42 in the open down here. A strange deployment for the Germans. German reserves are in this house. It does look like you can move house to house here. So we both lost a casualty. The MG42 is knocked out. I guess we're going to assault here. Alright, so we just wiped out that reserve section. So an MG42 and a reserve section both wiped out. There are some additional reserves down here, and then I'm assuming I hear some fire. That's my 30 cal. Who's he shooting at? These troops maybe? Can he actually hit them? So there's a reserve unit back to the west toward these buildings, and another, looks like there's 2 reserve units. What's this? Oh, this guy's a prisoner. Alright. How about you guys sneak down to the doctor's office and see if you can take it? You guys move in as support. Yeah, but it looks like a sniper, and then at least 1 reserve, maybe 2 reserve units. Good news is we already knocked out one of their MG42s and one of their reserve sections of infantry. Where's this bar group going? Yeah, they're going into this house. Be great if they weren't running outside. Like, get into the building, you can. I'm nuts. Okay, you guys provide covering fire. One thing I guess I didn't realize, or I didn't really remember with Close Combat 2, I definitely noticed it obviously with Close Combat, the Big Red 1, was just how much how close the battles start, how compressed the maps are. One of my complaints when I was playing Close Combat, the Big Red 1, which is the newest one, in 3D, I guess, was that, like, you start literally on top. Oh, shit. We just run into an enemy sniper? Fucking assault and kill that guy. We took a casualty. Some German infantry coming across the west bridge now. Come on, you guys. It's one fucking sniper. Kill him. Go in together and get the fucker. All right, bar section, you do it. There's 3 of you. I think we only lost 1 wounded wiping out that MG42 in that reserve section, but now this sniper did more damage than either of them, and he's, like, camping in a corner. He's not even... All right, we got him. All right, move up here to this 3-story. The reserves are in this house. Oh, wow. Okay, well, we won. Huh. Routed the Germans from the map. Again, this is another one of those benefits of the 1-hour time. Now, you can really only get away with 1-hour ceasefires when you really win decisively, but... we are benefiting from our earlier victories here. You can see 3 Allied casualties, 11 German casualties. If we take a look at the details on the screen here, we can see, what did we lose? 2 men in this AB rifle section here, which hadn't lost anyone, I don't think, previously, so they'll be a little bit bloodied. We did have some wounded troops in the AB rifle section, which is nice, though, because they were able to gain some morale and also gain some experience. This is a less experienced unit. And they fought pretty well. They had a good showing here in terms of casualties inflicted. So really, I think it's just the 2 KA and that 1 rifle section. I think we ended up stronger coming out of that battle than we did before we purchased that AB ad hoc section. So I'm actually going to set the ceasefire here to 1 hour, so we can try and benefit from that and maybe move up to the to the Vigal North section here as we routed the Germans from the map. If we take a look at what the Germans actually had in this fight, they had an MG42 unit that suffered 2 KA, 1 wounded, so basically wiped out. They had a Schultzen infantry unit that I guess only had 2 men left after the previous battle. And so that was nice. A reserve unit here, which came online, which suffered 1 KA, 1 surrendered, and 2 wounded. So effectively wiped out at least for 4 hours or so. I think the 2 wounded indicates like it needs a couple of hours. Like I think the 1 wounded here, this yellow means 1 hour and they're better. 2 means 4 hours, I think, maybe, or maybe 2 is overnight. I'm not sure. But in any event, this unit here pretty badly shot up. This other reserve unit, one surrendered, 2 badly wounded. And then it does look like they had some troops, which I think we just broke their morale by the initial casualties we inflicted on them in the first couple of minutes of the battle that didn't actually get into fight. So it could mean they're a little bit stronger than it looks like when the next battle comes, because they've got 2 reserve sections that are fully functional, another sniper, we did kill 1, and then a Panzerschreck team. So those guys will all carry over to the next fight. So something to think about here when it comes to fighting the next battle. I still think we'll try and press our advantage and go with 1 hour for the next section here. So that means we're going to move into the Nijmegen sector. I think this will be our first battle in the Nijmegen sector now. So this is the 82nd Airborne, the middle sector of the road to Arnhem here. You can see if we go back, we still have to fight the Somme Bridge, which I think is 1,700 hours. We're not quite there yet. We're at 1,400 hours right now. But we did take Somme Town, we took the LZ, we took the sand dunes, we took Vigal, and we took the bridge at Vigal. So all but the North Vigal section, and then the, I guess, Somme Bridge, and then southwest of Somme are all in our control at the moment here on the 801st Airborne. The Screaming Eagles are doing their job. If we go to the Arnhem sector here, we've taken the Oosterbeek landing zone, I believe, and then also the Arnhem Rail Bridge. So we're on our path to the bridge, but not a lot of fighting here so far. The bulk of our fighting has been on the 101st section. And then we also are now about to fight in Nijmegen here. So we're going to be fighting a defensive / a little bit of offensive battle. The Groesbeek Heights, defending the 82nd's landing zone, and also the heights overlooking Nijmegen that really control the area. It's really important to take these. So technically, it's currently under our control, but the Germans are counterattacking to try and retake it. We will fight that battle, but probably not till next time. So this will be a fresh set of units, a fresh set of German units, a fresh set of Allied units here. You can see these 82nd units. We start with 2 rifle sections and 3 bar sections. We've got 16 points to bolster that. So we could go with some more infantry. We could go with mortars. It looks like the 82nd unit doesn't come with any built-in mortar unit. So that kind of sucks, but you can see the map down here, the Groesbeek LZ. It looks like it's going to be pretty open fields, so a 30 cal might not be a bad idea as well. So maybe a 30 cal and a 60 millimeter mortar might be the right way to go. That would leave us with 1 point that we could use in follow-up battles. I think that might be what we do, but I'll wait to do that till our next video. Just as sort of an FYI, guys, Close Combat Cold War, Combat Mission Cold War, which is a new combat mission game that just came out yesterday, will probably be on the channel tomorrow. I haven't had a chance to play it a whole lot. I got a key a while back, but I've just been swamped. So that'll probably be on the channel tomorrow. I also do want to look at Unity of Command 2 Stalingrad, which also came out yesterday. So sorry for not covering that yet. But hopefully we'll be covering both of those games here in the near future, while we also continue our Close Combat 2 A Bridge Too Far series. And who knows, maybe like these challenges with units starting right on top of each other is going to convince me to give Big Red 1, Close Combat Big Red 1 or whatnot, another look, and we'll see how maybe I was being unfair to it. I'm not sure. But with that being said, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts down below. And until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'm out.